Muy buenas a todos, people. Vamos a darle que está muy alta la música del inicio. Vale, pues aquí nos habíamos quedado justo a que habíamos bajado a este señor, así que ahora nos toca hacer una autopsia, por fin. Em, ya me he mirado ¿no? Ya me he mirado los pensamientos. Ya me he mirado los pensamientos. Y de estos que tenemos, el centro Humpty Dumpty viene bien. La decimotribu quinta viene bien. Pero bueno, es principalmente el centro Humpty Dumpty, que nos da, perdemos 2 de sugestión, pero nos da 10 de inteligencia, digo 10 de experiencia y 2 reales cada vez que salte una pasiva de enciclopedia. Enciclopedia nos salta constantemente. Hemos perdido dinero por no cogerla antes, pero bueno, pero también es experiencia. Y 2 de sugestión, que no sé cómo llevamos la sugestión, igual la podemos subir a lo bruto, ¿no? Empatía, sugestión, 6. Podríamos subirlo a lo bruto. Estamos a punto de subir otro nivel. Así que bueno, aquí estamos. Acabamos de bajar el bicho. El Kino este ha parado, como polla se llame, puro. Así que vamos a explorar. Esto está otra vez así. No sé si es que podemos buscar algo más. No creo, no creo. No creo que podamos, pero bueno. O sea, que haya algo nuevo. Sí, ya os tengo a la izquierda, chat. Que es que a partir del día 6 vamos a jugar a Diablo a saco. Y que diréis, bueno, pero vas bien en el juego. No, vamos bien ahora. El vídeo del día 2 y el del día 3 ya están programados. Esto es para el día 4. Oliwi, a ver si nos dice algo ahora que hemos bajado esto de un tiro. Hablaste de un cuno, bajaste el cuerpo a tiros, te sentaste... Había algo que dijo que le podíamos preguntar, pero bueno, nos ha mejorado el este. Vamos a visualizar.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you.
Y cuando hagamos la autopsia también podemos hablar con la tía ahí arriba. Hay más cosas que podemos hacer. A la noche hay que acordarse de ir a por la pistola, a ver si nos la dan de una vez. Y a hablar con la Joyce, que ayer se me olvidó. Si no me lo recordáis, ya está. A partir de las 10 de la noche. ¿Qué es una autopsia de campo exactamente?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield
¿Ves? Esto nos estaría dando...
Corpus Mundi is the world's highest
nos estaría dando más.
and the failure of the 38 single.
Pues, si tenemos... ¿Cómo se llama? El centro Humpty Dumpty son 42 minutos. En cuanto nos den un punto, nos lo ponemos. Porque esto nos habría dado ya más experiencia. Cuanta más experiencia, más pensamientos podemos poner y más puntos en lo otro. Venga, al meollo.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Okay.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Vale.
That's right.
Ahí está. Ahí tenemos pensamiento, ¿no? Vamos a poner el centro Humpty Dumpty. Aunque creo que estamos explorando esta, ¿no? Que son 2 horas. Podemos parar este. Van a ser 2 horas. Y meter el centro Humpty Dumpty. Vale, este queda aquí guardado. Porque igual en la autopsia ya hacemos 40 minutos, ¿sabes? Ponemos esta primero. Seguimos teniendo un punto de habilidad aquí, que seguramente haya que meterlo a sugestión ahora cuando nos baje. voy a subir. Porque nos va a bajar. A ver tu portapapeles.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists.
Hoy puede
describing
fuera
the
que es jueves de
condition
pizza,
of
así
his
que
skin
seguramente
and
cuando
organs
llegue
in
la
3
pizza
parts.
y tenga que cerrar, luego grabe otra media horita más o algo así, para que vayan quedando los capítulos más largos, para que vayamos bien de tiempo, para cuando salga Diablo. No me gustaría cortar la serie, subir Diablo y dejaros un día sin esto.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Ok, comenzar. 1,
That's
ayudante.
you.
Harrier Dua. Teniente Jeffrerator II.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
Creo que se puede bajar el cuerpo el primer día, pero está jodido de cojones. Forense número...
KK57.
Ok.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57
Okay,
equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 08. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 1015. It's understated.
Vale.
Good. Let's go with that.
Ok.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
Oye, que no soy tan tonto que ayer estaba orgulloso de nosotros. No ha pasado nada.
We've heard the nom de guerre. Lely.
Lely.
It's
Menos de
better
una
than
piedra.
nothing. Write it down.
También, pero era un diminutivo para Lelian o algo así, ¿no?
What's next?
Fecha de
Date of
nacimiento.
birth?
La mía no.
NA.
Edad, unos
Roughly
50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Vale.
He
Espacial.
nods.
Raza,
Mondial. Subgroup Occidental. As per your observation.
es tal y como usted, Nico.
The pudgy mess
No
looks
somos inútiles.
neither mondial nor occidental. It doesn't even look human. The next line says, as you read it, you think, that leaves out dark-haired Mesk, Sao, Sarah Mauritian, Kedratic. Lighter-skinned occidental means this man.
Orangés, seguramente.
Vespertine,
Puede ser...
Messinian. Those three are
No,
on the table.
Orangés era la chica, no tiene por qué ser este
A
chico.
solid guess, Mr. Racial Profiler.
¿Mm? Sexo, mucho. Igual es igual de niño que nosotros, por algunos.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Yaca, yaca.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Fecha de la
We're
muerte.
still going with March 4th.
Vale.
51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1015.
Pruebas de
Listens,
manipulación.
motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Las pruebas de manipulación.
I'm not seeing anything yet, but we know there's tampering here. Write down yes, non-visual, corroborated by witness.
Ok.
See report. Good.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle.
El Feuerbach era uno de esos de los que decían que eran legendarios de nuestra comisaría.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window.
Torso en este no me acuerdo.
Outside, Grand Kudo.
Pero parece que está recordando
The
otro
day is
caso, ¿no?
turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
Pasar la
The
página.
corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest.
Y mira, el gobre
It
muerto
no
lleva ahí
longer
todo un buen
meaningfully
rato.
interacts with its surroundings.
Creo que es
A
lo último
thicket
que
of
vamos a hacer.
boxes and
Y no le
lists
vamos a
on
intentar
red
quitar las
copy
botas.
paper
Y eso se lo
tries
intentamos
to
cuando no
answer
esté Kim.
why.
Examen externo, resumen.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired
La
thing
cosa
was
pelirroja.
expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Ujú.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more
Tenemos
than anyone else.
al cielo, Mr. Forma. ¿eh? Tenemos la de T500, armadura T500 o algo así, que es otra ventaja que también nos viene bien. Deberíamos tenerla porque se consigue cogiendo partes de la armadura y tenemos partes de la armadura. Vamos a omitir el detalle de las botas por ahora. Es que nos puede traer consecuencias, ¿no? Si tuviéramos el pensamiento ese ahí aquí, lo dejaba. En Revacholana, graduado en arte, teoría de relación, opioides, división reflector, 15ª tribu indígena. La no sé qué T500 no la tenemos. Esta, Weather T500, no la tenemos todavía. Así que lo voy a riesgo de que nos traiga, lo voy a omitir por ahora.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.
Ujú.
Tattoos.
Tatuajes.
The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It
Claro, el
reaches
brillo,
from the
chat.
right shoulder to
Los
the
veo
heart.
perfectamente.
The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a triggered mini.
Si lo hubiera sabido, lo hubiera dejado como estaba. Ahora está tristón, el poli.
The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot.
Ujú.
Color yellow. Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
No vamos a tocarle el pelo, ¿para qué?
Lividity appears consistent
Ya está
with
haciéndolo,
hanging,
Kim.
albeit faint. Ergo post-mortem. The head is congested.
Ujú.
Contusions are present on the head and chest, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Ujú.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark.
Que le den a Kuno.
Still wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Acariciar el cortapernos con mangos de goma. ¿Hay alguna diferencia entre nuestros dos cortapernos? Uno es gigante y otro es pequeño. No sé qué decir. Gigante igual es un poco demasiado, ¿no?
Always good to think ahead. Now,
Pero bueno, si es para cortar esto.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below.
See, my pig is.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Buscar un buen punto.
The belt is equally tight around the
Porque
whole
teníamos un
circumference of his
28%,
neck,
es muy poco.
swelling over the edges like white bread. Right, the knot is the weak spot. The
El
chain
nudo.
cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Venga, cortar.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the
Que no
rubber
me la quiero
handles
cargar aquí,
together,
macho.
sweat forming on your brow.
Apretar.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
Hasta que se topa con un boquete donde el tiro.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Bien hecho, nos habrías pistado de no haberlo
That he
sabido.
was dead. Yes. They moved fast. This is a good treatment. Chest is intact. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia...
Va a hablar Kuno.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Vale, anotarlo y seguir adelante. Vamos a hacerlo lo más aburrido posible.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Antiguas.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Ya sabemos por qué, es mercenario.
We have a real museum here. Last item, hands.
Dejar al teniente trabajar
Hands
tranquilo.
are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
¿Esperábamos alguna?
Not particularly, him being dead when they carried him over.
It is very hard to struggle when you're dead. Death is the end of struggle.
Sí, suele ser.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Examen interno, resumen.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Añadís la moraleja.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained
El cerebro es muy
excitement to
vulnerable a
hear the moral of his
especies de
story.
suministro de sangre.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
Thank you for lightening his mood.
Levantarle
It's
el ánimo.
hard down there.
Ok, pondré N.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related.
Fluido de purga.
Eyes and tongue
Se
protuberant.
llama así. No lo
High
sabía.
in bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured.
Fracturado.
The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact.
Ok.
Unremarkable.
Tiene el cuello fracturado por, no sé, o por el tiro. No, el tiro creo que fue aquí. Que por eso decían que se veía la luz a través de la boca cuando le pilló en medio del acto. Así que habrá sido al colgarlo, a anotarlo.
Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Vamos a mirar en la boca.
No scream, no
Okay.
sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your inside. You see
Hemorrhaging present in mucosa.
Nada. A anotar.
Hepatobiliary. NA. Ah. Are you hepatobiliary?
Hepato means liver, and biliary, nothing in your alcohol.
No son
Neither
nada
am I.
expertos. NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA. Cardiovascular.
Me
The
fío de
body
Kim.
exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Anotarlo.
Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach.
¿Veis? Ya tenemos
Wow.
el gumpiti casi.
What's next on the list?
Descripción de lesiones, resumen.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark
Todavía no podemos
encircling the neck.
recogerla hasta
You
que no
need
salgamos de
3
aquí.
fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Ok, marcas de
Head,
mordeduras.
chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
No mortal postmortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusiones.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Anotar.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man.
Ujú.
Beneath, the description of injury.
Postmortem.
2 boxes.
Right.
La
Next,
marca de la ligadura, que también es postmortem.
a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's
Sí,
say,
es
7
lo que le ha
centimeters.
fracturado el
The
cuello.
hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter.
Si no
No
le
signs
hubiéramos
of
quitado el
closing.
cacharro y si no hubiéramos sabido de antes que le habían disparado, igual anotábamos aquí que era la causa de la muerte y no es.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side,
No
the
mortal.
ring around his neck.
Postmortem.
That's right. No clawing marks on the neck, no signs of struggle on the wrists. A witness statement from the perpetrators confirms. Wound is post-mortem.
Ujú.
Treatment. That's it. Field autopsy done, detective.
Otro 70
All that
puntacers.
remains is to see if the alleged cause of death, the bullet, is truly lodged in his brain. I'll leave that to you, colleague, or to processing. I won't force you in there.
Vale. Podemos ver nosotros si está alojada ahí la causa de la bala o dejársela al
Oh
procesamiento.
yeah, finally. Let's get in there.
Seriously, I can just back him and drive him to the morgue anytime you tell me to. No need for heroics, unless you want to.
Vale. Oh, 97 es muy alta, ¿eh? Percepción no estableciste la causa probable. Titus mencionó la herida más 14. Sabe que hay una bala ahí dentro. Ya me jodería. Si no, esta sería mucho más complicada, ¿no? Dime algo, hombre muerto.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
No, no dice nada más.
Come back later.
A la bolsa de
compa.
fuera.
Amuse
examinamos.
yourself with my
97%.
frank manners and
Esto no lo
my
podemos fallar.
memento mori features.
Tampoco podemos guardar, ¿verdad? No, no se puede guardar en mitad de esto. Guardar. Digo, examinar.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close.
Ponía que era
as if by
legendaria.
their
Y
own
aún así
volition.
teníamos un
It's
97%.
dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh.
Esta sería mucho
through
más
the
difícil si
latex
no hubiéramos
glove.
sacado todos
It's
esos
right under the palm of your hand.
tiradas con los Hardy. A ver, métele el dedo en el agujerito.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your
Y
gloved
no creo que
hand
hable, la verdad.
crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Vamos con unos guantes de jardinero. No sé tampoco si es lo mejor, pero bueno. A ver, que está haciendo cosas.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth,
Ok.
lolling around like a scallop. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth
Ah,
is
me está dando un
slippery,
poco de asco.
fragile. Can you feel it? You're so
A ver los
close.
ojos
A
y mirar.
vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there,
Y
in the
allí,
back
en el
of his
fondo de la
mouth,
boca,
above the bell of the uvula, you see a hole,
un agujero
barely
apenas
visible to the
perceptible,
human
cerrado por la
eye.
inflación.
It is swollen shut,
Ujú.
almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Ok.
An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Anillo de abrasión.
Abrasion collar.
Kuno is silent. A
Procedamos.
black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
Meter
Your
el dedo.
index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Ok.
The fuck is happening?
Que estoy haciendo una marioneta, hijo.
Ah, shit, see?
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Palpar primero
The
alrededor.
basal ganglia feels clumpy. The bullet has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Empujar más al fondo.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with.
Vamos a ser profesionales. La cavidad está aquí cortada en medio de los dos hemisferios.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Quivering with awe.
Hablando de espanto. Igual nos sube más la tirada, tío. Que vea que hacemos las cosas. Que no nos da miedo. Con el muerto. Empujar más
Your
al fondo.
fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Ok, hurgar hacia adentro.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. This
Material
must
afilado y
be
dentado.
the bullet.
Venga, que tenemos 83, por favor. No me falles otro. Joder, es que me cago en todo. Ha sacado la mano.
Push your hand further in. The
Me
bullet
cago en
keeps rolling between your fingers as you beckon it to come out.
Un poco de ayuda,
Out
teniente.
comes his small folding knife. The lieutenant moves its blade across the man's skull.
Ahí.
Withdraw your hand 4 centimeters, please.
Oh, yeah.
Sacar los dedos y a sentir.
With a crack, he punches the knife in the skull. Then, one more time.
Le está haciendo
one
un
more, until the bone comes loose, like eggshell.
agujerito.
Inside, you feel the jello move from his poke.
Vale, no la hemos
The
cagado.
bullet is still under your finger.
Can you push it out?
A fractured piece of lead,
¿Cómo
like a
vamos esto?
flower, blossoms from the
Veis, ya tenemos
man's head,
88. Que
followed
vamos a tener
by
otro
your
nivel
finger.
en nada.
Beautiful!
Y así es.
A bullet.
Ajá.
A non-calibre. Rifled. You may remove your hand from the victim's head now, officer.
Bueno, creo que hemos
Well
hecho una
done.
buena autopsia, ¿no?
Here is your prize.
Gracias. Bala expandida. Ah, no vale para meterla en una pipa, ¿eh? Pues para el cocido.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth.
Y esta sí es causa de la muerte.
High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Correcto.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Concuerda con la historia.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3, ligament mark. Treatment. It's obvious the Hardy Boys tampered with it.
Vale, tal vez la válvula tenga más respuestas.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Creo que necesitaría lavarme.
Oh, you really
Un perfume de muerte.
I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Ok. Y la del otro lado también tiene un baño, ¿no? Que no quiero pagar. ahora qué?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I
Pero
will
no
be
estaré
gone
para el
for the
resto
rest
del
of the
día.
day.
¿Yo qué hago mientras tanto?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this.
¿Y si lo mandamos a última hora?
I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work,
En
detective.
plan, perdemos un día con él, pero si lo mandamos ahora, por ejemplo, perdemos el día de hoy con él. Pero si esperamos hasta a partir de las 9, el señor este se puede ir ya a dormir si vamos a la habitación. Y a las 8:30 lo mandamos fuera, solo perderíamos media hora. Muchas
The
gracias.
word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Inspector. Inspector, recordar que es cuando no... Cuando le caemos bien, inspector, cuando hacemos algo que no, es agente. Cuando hacemos algo que no le gusta, es agente.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until
Ah.
tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
¿Podemos quitar
I
las
thought we
notas?
decided to leave it to process.
Damn it. This is turning. Okay. So you can sneak out of your room, maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
No puedo, si es que si se lo va a llevar ya. ¿Cómo voy a meterme? No, se lo va a llevar ya. A la bolsa.
All right.
Hemos subido un nivel.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. May they rest in processing. Oh well, in another lifetime.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the
Embolsar el
rest.
cadáver y llevarlo hasta el carruaje. ¿Ya se ha ido? Y ya tenemos el pensamiento.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum.
Dumpty Dumpty Dum.
You're at home, stupid cop.
¿Veis? Pasivas de enciclopedia
Not
más
with the
10.
art crowd.
Y 2 reales.
You hate them.
Así que de puta madre. Ya lo tenemos ahí activado. Podemos poner el otro, para que siga pensando el otro. 5 ases al cielo, que nos daba más empatía hacia Kim. ¿Se ha puesto automáticamente? Ah, vale, que hemos cogido otra ranura. Ok, ¿cómo vamos esto ahora mismo? Su gestión está en 5. Así que se mantiene ahí porque la teníamos en 6. 5 es aceptable ahora mismo. Lo que voy a hacer es... Joder. Eso. Coger un sitio nuevo. Desbloqueamos. Y que vaya 5 de ases interiorizándose. Pues que la de T500 la deberíamos tener porque tenemos una parte de la armadura ya. ¿Veis? T500 en teoría se desbloquea cuando coges partes de esto, macho. Instantánea de los
An
tatuajes.
intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of it still kind of looks like a map of
Significa
for
este
you to
tatuaje.
discover. Someone close to the victim,
Alguien
someone
cercano.
who knows about
Mira,
history.
10 de
can tell
experiencia y 2.
you.
¿Quién
Gone.
eres? Uno que se ha ido a guardar la foto. Y esto es la prueba de bala
The
expandida.
bullet is
¿Qué hago
safely
contigo,
sealed
bala?
away. The squished little thing has no
Que ahora
idea.
podemos, como ya está hecho la autopsia, podemos ir a hablar con la chica también. Y podemos hablar con Joyce cuando queramos ahora mismo. Lo que me acabo de dar cuenta es que no vamos a tener al otro para ir a recoger nuestra pistola. Es lo único.
I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet.
Encuentra el arma que la disparó.
That sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can about this little
Hemos dicho que
guy.
probablemente sea un rifle.
Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to. He used it to kill your victim.
Palpar la
The
bala.
squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split. You wouldn't ordinarily
¿Veis?
have
Otros
cause
10
to
de
handle
experiencia.
jacketed
Y
bullets.
otros.
The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only.
Ujú.
Little
Balas
pebbles of
fundidas,
metal
estas son balas
loaded from the
reforzadas.
muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
Avisar la bala más de cerca.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey
Mirar,
core.
acabamos de subir de
The
nivel y ya
base of
estamos
the
en
bullet
39.
is close to 5
Para el siguiente.
millimeters in diameter. The core is lead,
En
The
plan,
brass jacket probably didn't
si no
cover
es un
the
problema la
interior.
sugestión,
Otherwise,
recomendaría
the
cogerla
softer
siempre.
metal wouldn't have expanded quite like
Y la otra,
that.
la del uno de experiencia por cada bola de esa que cojamos, esa también.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base. It's quite destroyed. What's interesting about the bullet thus far?
Bala de punta redonda con un culo de plomo y camisa de latón de unos 8 milímetros de diámetro.
Exactly. A very
Encamisada
unusual
muy
jacketed
inusual.
bullet. One that would have been
Un
shot
rifle de
from a
retrocarga militar,
military-grade
de lo que
breech-loading
decíamos.
rifle, not from a muzzle loader like those typically found on the streets of Martinaise. Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
Intentar determinar qué arma la disparó. Venga, que demos un 97. A ver, me gustaría ver exactamente... Joder, es que sale muy abajo ahora desde aquí. ¿Qué es lo que nos ha sumado? ¿Tienes un rifle similar a mano? Es lo que más nos ha sumado. Por no venderlo, ¿eh? Por quedárnoslo y no venderlo. Conoces el nombre del rifle antiguo que encontraste, tienes todas las características de la bala, enciclopedia te dice que salió de un arma de retrocarga.
A rifle.
Si llegamos a fallar el
Revolutionary
97, cargo la partida, ¿eh?
Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian.
Magrave es
The
una...
BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian
¿Era una
theater
pipa
of
antes
the
o era un
anti-centennial
rifle?
revolution.
Es que Magrave me suena de algo de Call of Duty, la verdad.
Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
¿Siguen fabricando estos rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
¿Quién usa rifles Belle Magrave hoy?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers.
Afortunados.
You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order. Back at the station, the lieutenant is standing at a counter, diligently filling out paperwork to hand over to a tired records clerk.
Diciendo lo que... ¿Cómo estará? ¿Qué estará haciendo ahora Kim?
You should share your findings with him as soon as possible.
Vale. O sea, cuando vuelva. O que cojamos un teléfono y lo llamemos. ¿Qué quiere decir? ¿Dónde está el resto de la armadura? Preguntarle a Kuno, vale. Igual con esto desbloqueamos el T500. Sobre el significado de los tatuajes. En la habitación hay una bañera, es un buen sitio. Ah, vale, bañera. En el otro lado no sé si tenemos bañera. Un arma funcional que dispare balas de esto. Vale, esto no sé dónde lo vamos a encontrar. Vale. Lo que me deja un poco desconcertado es lo de... díselo al teniente lo antes que pueda. Eso es, en cuanto vuelva a él, me sé su número de carro para llamar. No sé si se puede llamar a su carro. Creo que es... ellos pueden llamar a la centralita, pero que no tiene un teléfono como tal. A guardar aquí porque quiero al Kuno aquí que me diga... que me diga cosas. Averiguar de qué va este chico. Bola, quién es Kuno.
Yeah, the kingdom of Kuno. Look at that fucking... Fuck does Kuno...
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
A ver,
The fuck about it.
las contusiones.
Fuck you.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make...
Oh, did Kuno make your
¿Has visto el
shit
resto de su
flippin' harder?
armadura?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's
Ah,
too
que no
big
le
for
vale.
any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Vale, ¿cómo que la tiraste por
Kuno
ahí?
tried to get the helmet on.
El
It was
casco.
too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style.
Al mar.
That shit means nothing to Kuno. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Mm.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit
Sindicalista
at
del
the gates.
mostacho. El mañana.
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Lo de las vacas me ha perdido. ¿Se refiere a mañana o el que hay al lado del container de Leclerc?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one
Vale,
with the
mañana.
boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you, loser pig. Kuno's doing pity now.
Mm.
Still, seems
Parece
suspicious.
sospechoso.
He may have it in
Puede que le tenga
Or
manía ese tío.
you may be paranoid. That
Probablemente
is
es que le
also
tenga manía.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost,
Vale, eso siguen igualado.
Kuno doesn't.
Un segundo. Guardo rápido aquí. Ahora vamos a intentar.
It's
Ahí
not
está.
Kuno. It's Kuno S.
Ah.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Ujú.
fuck you whispering about.
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable.
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking
Es
whisper,
que
okay?
divide y vencerás.
Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Por fin nos deja en paz. Está jodida lo suyo.
She's not fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. Stop judging shit.
Wrong move. But he's whispering still. You haven't lost him. Just don't mess up again.
It's okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other. Not
That's it. You let him off the line.
Era la del medio.
No. Try.
No me jodas. Tontería, de verdad. A ver,
fuck does
uno.
Kuno care?
It's
Vamos
not
al lío.
Kuno. It's Kuno.
Vamos a
S.
intentar separarlo.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too.
Ok.
He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about.
Igual no
Puts
hay
extra
una buena,
stress
¿eh?
onto that word.
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
Ok.
This is it. You've got him.
Esta.
be
Está loca de atrás.
Crazy. You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She smoked a man.
Se fumó un
She's
tío.
done people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him. Kuno, I'm fucking warning you. You're gonna get us into shit.
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell ya? Kuno told ya. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she
Okay.
can't read his lips.
Ahora nos deja preguntarle todo, me da la sensación. ¿Qué quieres decir con que se fumó a
Kuno
alguien?
means she killed someone. That's right. She's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
Bueno, eso habrá que
His
mirarlo, ¿eh?
little green eyes are fixed on yours. He's meant everything he said before.
Ujú.
But right now, he not only means it, he is sincere.
Killing is serious shit. Kuno's always serious about the 488.
488. The criminal
Código
code
penal.
doesn't go higher than 190.
Vale.
She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. Forget Kuno said that. Kuno was just shitting. Kuno was just running his
A cop would be too large for her to overpower. But a determined child of her size can still kill the vulnerable, the elderly, the homeless, or other children. The creature peers at you both.
¿Crees que ha
from
sido
over
capaz de
the
matar a
fence.
otros niños?
Kuno falls silent. He does not look at you when he replies.
Kuno, That's it. That's what Kuno is starting to think, yeah.
Cuidado con la puta niña, ¿eh? A ver si le voy a meter con la vara de hierro en el cráneo. ¿Es que tiene algo que ver con el fiambre?
Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with Kuno.
¿Dónde estabais?
Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
Ya me imagino.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
¿Has dicho que está zumbadísima?
She's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho. Cat burning shit. She does the real deal.
Hola.
Yeah.
Que digas eso.
Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know.
And he doesn't even want to think about it. This isn't just another boast.
Ujú. ¿Qué idioma habla?
Fuck knows. She says it's the
El
song
canto de
of
su
Earth
gente.
people or some shit.
Gente.
Crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
It's Suruese. The Suru are an
Suruleño.
indigenous ethnic minority in the social
Vaya,
democratic
vaya,
powerhouse
vaya. Otra
Vasa
minoría
on the
que
tundra
es
and taiga covered
delincuente.
Isola of Katla,
Me
far,
sale el
far away
policía
from
nazi
here,
de
as
dentro, ¿eh?
far as possible, really.
Uno, ¿podría ser suruleña?
Suroese. Like that man from Helmdall shit. She could be. She could be that Helmdall shit.
Revachol does have a small Suruese community, or she climbed into a yakberry crate and was shipped over accidentally.
No creo que sea su hermana.
Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in. Like a mad dog or some shit. Yeah, she was just there.
What was that, Kuno?
She was in the hallway. Dripping wet. By the fucking shoe rack. In the dark.
A shoe cupboard just off to the right. Have you been to this
Al
place?
pasillo que está junto al armario del conserje.
Yeah, that's the place. She was just balled up near the
El caso
closet.
es que no sé dónde está
Psycho
este.
style.
¿Se refiere al conserje de allí? O el caseto aquí, el Wedding Rack, que hacían papá.
Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner. Every time Kuno went out.
¿Me has dicho que entró cómo?
I don't know. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under the pile of clothes, like a dog.
Uf, esto no sé yo, ¿eh? ¿Tus
Kuno's dad
padres?
doesn't give a shit.
Ah, bueno, que
Doesn't
sí los
even see
tiene.
her there, or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno.
Kuno, Kuno-S, two of a
Tal
kind.
para cual. ¿Por qué se llama Kunoes?
Cause she fucking looks like Kuno.
¿No sabes cómo se
No
llama?
one knows her name. Kuno told you this shit was psycho killer.
Ok, ¿cómo estás llevando esto?
How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control.
Necesitas refuerzos, puedes contar conmigo.
Listen, listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protector.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand?
Lo respeto.
All right. Now we can do business.
Ahora podemos hacer negocio. ¿No me ibas a vender unos pantalones?
Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Oh, don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit.
Unos pantalones nos quería vender, pero eran muy caros.
Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get
Luego
you
vendrán
hooked,
manchas
pig.
tuyos, nos
Get his
haremos.
hook in you.
No
Then
quiero
Kuno
eso.
gonna get
Véndeme
you
otras
hooking
cosas.
for more.
Anda.
See, it's tension and release with Kuno. Now we releasing. The pan buying shit, that's on now too. 90% discount for Kuno's pig. Kuno can flex. Kuno flexes for hobos. Kuno sees you all you need.
Warfare y forma física. Venga, dame
Here,
estos
pig.
putos pantalones.
We're fun now. Performance buddies.
Ujú.
Kuno can already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Pig's in Kuno's debt now. Money debt.
money debt doesn't mean anything. He's just saying words.
¿Qué decías de
You're
los
not in
narcóticos?
Kuno gets it from his dad. Kuno
Ah,
and his
las
dad
quita
are
su padre.
major suppliers. That's where Kuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it. Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the
¿Quién es tu
speed.
padre, Kuno?
Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Bueno,
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol?
¿de cuánto material
Like
estamos
half.
hablando? ¿Medio qué?
A baggie, but like in this vial.
That's half a...
Medio gramo.
Yeah, half a G. Want it or not?
Eso no es mucho que
What
digamos.
are you talking about? Half a
No.
G? This shit is giant, grade A.
You can barely see it
No
because
apenas
there's
hay nada.
barely any.
Okay, Kuno's listening.
Esto.
Sure, whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Just get in the apartment building. Kuno knows you already fucked your way in. Kuno
Ujú.
knows everything.
Puede ser una de las puertas que estaba cerradas. Había uno que estaba asomando. Una persona se veía
Go
solo.
to room 12, first floor, and
Apartamento
kick
número
down the
12.
door. Police violence style. Kuno style. And then it's action time. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
Ok.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
Dios, cuño. ¿Dónde está el resto de la armadura? Vale, esto es a las 10. La entrada del puerto. Tenemos los pantacas. ¿Qué es? La warfare, forma física. La warfare y electroquímica. Nos viene mejor esto. Un poco de forma física no hace daño a nadie. Empatía. Compostura y warfare. Empatía no nos viene mal. ¿Qué es lo otro? Postura, es que con postura me gusta. Tenemos más guantes, instinto. Conectividad. Por ahora conectividad nos ha hecho más falta. Tenemos balas. Un total de 2, pero una no vale. Vale, ¿cómo va esto? Ah, ¿qué cosas? Ah, vale, no. Ponía ahí una que eran 5 horas y algo. 1 hora 53. Vale, esto. Ok. Pues vamos a hablar con mañana. Luego podemos hablar con esta que está hasta las 11. Luego podemos hablar con Joyce. Podemos hacer bastantes cosas ahora mismo. Preguntar a la gente sobre lo de los tatuajes. Voy a guardar. Y por si acaso, a ver, igual el racista esta sabe algo de los tatuajes.
Hello,
¿No?
compatriot.
No.
You have some...
¿Qué vas a ver? Es idiota. Mañana. Hombre, este también podía saber algo de los tatuajes.
Right to work!
Don't think so.
Era de tu coronel.
Wordless, he takes the photo, and hard as a stone. But beneath it, you see dead flesh.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Ujú. ¿Sabrías explicarme el significado del
What
tatuaje?
it means.
In what must have been Seminine.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Sí.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41.
Esta cosa
Monsoon
anda
season.
una historia.
Bonito is one of the inhabited islands of the Seminese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was...
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk
Ya
of
por agua.
switching employers.
Es impresionante lo que cortan el wifi los azulejos. Porque voy para la cocina y se me corta, pero paso de largo de la cocina y me voy más lejos y vuelve el sonido.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last
escuchar.
moment to back off.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think.
En algún momento vamos a
They don't
necesitar
see
uno más de
action
vida, ¿no?
soon.
Vamos con 3 desde que empezamos.
At dawn, he comes upon 2 kips, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old. She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch. God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body and fucking ate them.
Ah. Los espíritus primitivos volarían por él.
Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
Something stirs in your stomach.
¿Estabas allí?
No, I was in the domain.
Haciendo gorila. En
Jim,
realidad no eres el
fucking
líder.
mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But
He's under orders.
Claro.
And orders
¿Me la puedes devolver?
go ahead.
All right now. Free commerce! Keep the...
On the photo in your hands, the dead man's skin is studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them, littering his dead skin.
Hemos completado los tatuajes. Hemos cancelado la de las botas del arcado. Ya tenemos otro punto aquí. Pausar. Lo que queramos. Autoridad, me voy a poner un punto. Resistencia nos da vida. Constitución base más 2. Habrá que subir resistencia en algún momento de la existencia. Autoridad. Mañana. Amigo. Mañana. Mañana. Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work.
Vale, Kuno me ha dicho que sabes algo de la
Thanks.
armadura.
The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine. I was asked to look into that armor situation.
Claro.
Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it. At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of
Lo mismo que
Jamrock.
nos dijo a nosotros.
Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
¿Sacaste algo en claro para rastrear la armadura?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
Ujú. Vale, ¿algo más?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly.
Vale.
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
¿Qué clase de movidas
I did
técnicas?
some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
Ya llamamos, ¿no? A la librería. Dame un segundo, lo voy a mirar. Estarían completadas, ¿no? ¿Dónde está lo de la armadura? Digo, lo de llamar al otro lado. Era a partir de las 10, ¿no? Contacta con la biblioteca pública. Hay que llamar ahora. Ahora llamamos.
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing.
La coraza la
The
tengo.
gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Podemos hacernos con 3 de 4, ¿no? Porque las botas sí que no.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did. Nice. From what I learned, there was a very heavy... I did some research into it in parts. So, as I count,
Ya
there
tengo
are 2
alguna
parts
pieza.
missing. So you have.
Tarea secreta.
No
Encuentra
wonder
la pieza de
you're
la
a
armadura.
detective. No problem. If
¿Dónde
you
está el
see
resto
that
de la
kid,
armadura?
thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful. He is not tracking down pieces of armor right
Ok.
now. The white ceramic cuirass hugs your torso, shielding your vitals without adding much bulk to your form. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away.
Esto va a
As the
ser
blades
el
reorient your
T500.
motions. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it.
El T500, cuando acabemos ese, tendremos, supongo, algún nivel más. Nos lo ponemos.
For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Llegará el día que tendrás que enfrentarte a alguien con el mismo... ese. Ojo, ojo. Vale. Vamos a acabar esto. ¿Dónde está el resto de la armadura? Uno nos ha mentido, ve y dile 4 cosas. Ok. Muy bien. Pues vamos, como tenemos que ir a hablar con Kuno, vamos primero a... Vamos primero a llamar a la biblioteca, que ya está abierta. No podemos, no tenemos el coche. Cago en la puta. No tenemos el coche. ¿Dónde está? Ah, el concurso de meadas ya podemos hablar con él porque hemos hecho la autopsia. Contactar con la biblioteca. Podemos llamar desde otro teléfono, ¿no? Desde el de la playa. Si lo recuerda. El número. También tenemos que hablar con ellas. Muchas cosas, ¿eh? Y con Joyce. Ahora damos rápido. 1. Hijo mío.
Fuck does Kuno care?
He tenido una charla con mañana sobre la armadura.
So?
You should thank him.
What? Don't be playing Kuno.
Are you snitch?
This is some ancient bullshit, people.
You found a real nice button to push. Turned the tables on him.
Ok. Pero no me da... No me da ninguna opción, ¿no?
Kuno doesn't fucking... Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? Your test...
Get lost.
Yeah? The kid... Yeah, whatever. Kuno... The fuck do you want? Good call, Pigmite. Kuno doesn't...
Vale. Nos ha quitado la misión esa, ¿no? Hostia. A ver, completadas. Voy a probar con la otra opción. Ha dicho que nos daba ventaja sobre él, pero no sé yo.
Fuck does Kuno care? So?
You should thank him.
Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. You got fucked. You got after this shit. You better have something.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fucking.
¿Se nos quita? Sí, se nos quita. Voy a usar... A ver, espera, que ponía abajo lo de la pieza de armadura. Antes de nada, pregúntale por el cuerpo.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? You're
Y ya hemos
testing
hablado con el cuerpo. Nada, cogemos la de antes.
Fuck does Kuno so?
You should thank him.
What?
Are you
This is some.
You found a real nice button to push. Turned the tables on him.
Okay.
Kuno doesn't.
Muy bien. Vamos al Whirling Rack. A hablar con esta jamba. ¿Hola? ¿Por si acaso?
Again? I can't believe...
No. Abre la por, que parece que va a yogur. Fuera. Y estas son las zonas que no habían los Hardy Boys entrado, aunque llevasen aquí 16 años bebiendo o algo así.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain? Sure. Do whatever you need to do.
Vamos a hablar con Judy. ¿Podemos tepearnos desde aquí? Sí. Plaza de pescadores. Joyce, de Judy. Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Enseñamos la foto.
She reaches for the photo. Takes for about half a minute in silence. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
Observar la expresión de la mujer.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth
Hace
vanish.
tranquila.
The pearls of her eyes move slowly.
¿Qué opina?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters,
Como estrellas en el
numbers,
cielo.
anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago,
Mapa de las
the
vías
sailors would
fluviales.
mark
Puede
their
que en la
bodies to map
biblioteca
their
tengan un
travels.
mapa. Tenían otros mapas.
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart.
The old world passing by, and the new world.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic
Pueden ser operaciones
fragments, but not
especiales
their
en las que haya
meaning.
participado.
Vredefort? Vredefort has a military academy. The Seminoles Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Tatuajes mercenarios.
For all the boys looking for an adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
la realidad.
More lessons in basic reality?
Vale, tenemos...
My favorite part of the day.
Esto
Go
es lo de la
ahead,
palidez.
ask me. Are you sure you're sure?
¿Y qué es la palidez?
The pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, detective. The Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter,
Esto ya lo habíamos
enveloped
escuchado.
on all sides by the pale. Windy, Seol,
Seol, Samara, las
Samara,
razas.
Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde. An
Insulinde, ¿cuál es?
oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water.
Katla ya la habíamos
Windy
oído
is
también.
the largest. Katla, the cold. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life.
The negation of being.
That's right. The negation of being. No, detective. An uproar of matter, darling.
Estamos hablando de cosas muy filosóficas y la verdad es que no me interesan, ¿eh? Así que leerlo en diagonal.
Disco thing you will ever see.
La cosa más disco. Oye, las cosas disco me gustan. ¿Cuáles son sus cualidades físicas?
Difficult to describe. The further into pale you travel.
Estamos rodeados de palidez. ¿Cómo se va a disolver
Oh, it is so.
A squall of birds.
It is possible to force time, but it is still hard for humans.
Palidez daña la mente
Some say
extensivamente.
the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. They call it the blend over of the self. The pale.
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say the dialectical. It feels terrible.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
Yes.
Iba a decir el hombre cangrejo, pero se ve que no son las mismas cosas.
Horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the pal driver about this. See what she says.
El antropronauta.
Up to my gills, officer. Entreprenetics is the scientific study.
They had not traveled the entire circumference.
There are signs of nothing. We remain power. Hybrid airship. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the... Then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone.
¿Cuánta palidez hay comparada con el terreno material?
The pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more pale than there is matter. What do you think, detective?
Cada vez hay más mundo.
Oh no, detective. It's not. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. Most people, and I suggest you do the same. It doesn't look like you're doing the same. The suggestion was meant in earnest, detective.
Viva la vida.
Live life. Yes, sweet. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the pale?
Es muy disco.
You really didn't know?
No.
This does not spell good for the investigation, detective. If you don't know even this, then... I hope so. I truly do.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Ok. ¿Me ha subido esto? No. Esto por el momento. Voy a preguntárselo, voy a guardar por si acaso.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog.
Otro de los recuerdos.
To his left, his partner, Emil.
¿Recuerdos o que haya leído la hoja del caso?
Yes, he lost his mind, Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger.
Volverá a encontrarla.
He pulls it out slowly. We always do.
Como siempre.
You're an officer of the art. Preciso mundo. Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement. Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts. 3 pieces. There's nothing basic yet. On the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. The post-revolutionary decade was they called it the international. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Gracias, señora.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well,
Era la
nothing more
MCA.
nor less. Yes, that means. Permit me to and if those authorities drink
Nada
so
más.
hard, glad
No
to
sé a
have been
dónde
of
llevan estas
assistance.
cosas, pero a ningún lado. Esta cosa, al menos no por ahora. ¿Tú puedes decirnos algo más?
Waves are
¿De
beginning to
algo?
die.
Why does she
¿Qué
care
te traes
about
con
the
las olas?
What is it with waves and fishermen? But
Te tienes que
until that
pescar.
happens,
Tu gestión
I
heroica.
can try to assist
Ah, vale,
you
es lo
the
de la
best I
cita.
can.
Em,
So, what will it be, officer?
Nada. Nada. Vamos a ver cosas que tengamos. Tatuajes de la víctima. Alguien más o posible significado de los tatuajes. Rastrea el número de la armadura. Esto es cuando esté Kim. Enfréntate a Pasma. Es a las 10. He ido a dar un largo paseo por la costa el señor de los domingos. Vamos a dar un paseo por la costa. Entiendo que la costa está en el sur, ¿no? Por aquí no se podía pasar por eso. Por aquí tampoco. Había agua al norte, no sé si eso se considerará costa. Esto parece más un riachuelo que una costa. Vale. Un modelo que no tuvo éxito. Y mira, hemos sacado una. Así ya tenemos para cuando acabemos. Cuando acabemos esta, podemos darle a la siguiente. Para que se ponga a pensarla ya. Esto no cuenta como costa, ¿verdad? Es un riachuelo. Ahí hay un barco. De mucha tía. Por aquí tampoco hay nadie. Lo bueno es que el tiempo no nos pasa. Así que vamos haciendo un poco de exploring. Nos quedan mejor los pantalones estos de fan con el traje que los que llevamos al principio. También le podemos decir a la señora que encontramos al marido. Y... vale, es el chaval con su padre, ok. Iba a decir, estaba viendo una sombra y digo, ¿qué coño es eso? ¿Han tenido suerte esta gente o no? Parece ya más mar abierto, ¿no? Aún así, el señor de los domingos no está por aquí. ¿Podemos decirle algo más a este? No, ¿verdad? Esto se lo sacamos todo. Tú ya debería ser hora de que vayas a ver a la otra, ¿eh? Habría que Gary ocultaba la armadura.
He's still glad his friend stood up for him.
Ya tocando volver con su señora.
Whoa, man. You mean my wife? My wife understands that.
Come on, Morale.
And leave the traps.
Come on.
Won't let Lena down. Sounds like the cryptozoologist's wife shares a special connection to the Phasmid somehow.
Of course it's important to her. Yes, that's... Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian. No.
He's dead set on this.
Okay.
I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work. Yes,
Podríamos poner nosotros las
indeed.
trampas. ¿Dónde
There are
están?
4 in total.
Al sur,
One is to the
pequeña
south,
península de
on this
embarcadero.
little peninsula. Another we set in
Finisterra
Land's
al
End. To
noroeste.
the northeast, it's behind a small sand dune
Tras
there.
la-
The third is set near the canal, where you crossed,
Ujú.
by a concrete slab. A big thicket. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality,
Vale.
but still, bring it to me at once.
He's not comfortable with the possibility.
That's highly unlikely. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromones should attract the insect to you, or at least
Échamelo.
prevent. Wise choice.
It's not so different from the putrefaction of the hanged man.
Thank
Pongámonos
you for
ahí.
your help.
Finally, you're being sensible. I'll start packing right now.
Vale. Muy bien, yo había venido aquí buscando a otro señor, pero bueno. Pero bueno. Esto ya lo habíamos mirado. Entonces, ¿por qué sigue habiendo el circulito ese? Circulito en la puerta. Podemos preguntarle también al señor a ver si sabe algo más del... A ver si sabe algo más del edificio ese. Ah, míralo, ahí está el muchacho. Vamos para allá. Que siga el camino el que vea. No me acuerdo dónde está. Me habéis dicho que los moral intern son los más malos de todos. Lo tendré en cuenta. Pero King es un poco... No está totalmente a favor, pero sabe que trabaja para ellos. Uy. Y esto no es la costa precisamente, cabrón. Menos mal que hay 10 personas en todo el juego. Vamos.
As you approach, the man turns and he appears completely at ease.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no? What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast? My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after,
Ya
I
existe
have
el
good news
comité.
for you. There's no need to form such a committee, because it already exists.
God, of course it does. These moral intern.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
Ujú.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What? Where is he then?
¿Dónde está?
He's speaking figuratively.
Retórico.
He means he's not in Martinez in his official capacity.
Précisément. Officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives. That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede.
¿Cómo voy a
with the
ponerme
committee concerning
en
the
contacto
district
con
of
el
Plataforma.
comité?
Well, under ordinary circumstances.
In other words, the committee only knows.
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer. You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention, I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over all, in strict
Eso no
accordance
suena
with
así.
the Wayfarer Act
Eso no suena
and
así. Cuanto más
Bristol
control,
Union
peor, ¿eh?
The Bristol Moon Conventions are a series of international agreements governing the treatment of military personnel and civilians in theaters of war, as well
¿Cómo se
as
las apaña uno
occupying
para ponerse en
territories.
contacto con una nave
In
de guerra de la
practice,
coalición?
This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerospace, but in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And that kind of
Eso
technology
podemos tener,
naturally
¿eh?
isn't
Era
typically
militar el que había en la
available for
iglesia.
non-coalition use. I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno tinkerers to do it.
Tal cual.
Unfortunately not.
This sounds like something that
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM.
Vale.
I'm
Eso
sure
me preguntaba yo de
you-
ti.
And then,
Por si nos dice
well,
algo.
I had some extra time on my hands, so I... Yes.
¿Sabe que ahí
There's
tuvo
nothing
una,
like a stroll along the
lugar una
coast to
educación
lift-
masiva?
Really? Here? How can you be sure? Ah, a very useful...
you feel like there's something you could say here. If only you really knew what.
Ah bon? I'm all ears, officer. Always my pleasure to be of...
Vale. No sabemos más de eso. Siempre me lío aquí. Creo que iba a dar toda la vuelta, vale. Aquí hay algo más que podamos ver. Creo que la otra vez lo vimos todo. Espera, antes de darle. He pagado por aparcar aquí, fijo que nadie lo haría.
A row of ghostly shades facing
En plan, ¿tenemos más información sobre
with
esto?
another 7 shades standing 10 meters. A host of men. They stand. Ordinary people. Foreign. Maybe you should change it. They were praying. I'm just a representation of your mental faculties. Piecing together any available
Vale.
a cold.
A ver si el otro señor sabía más cosas. El profesor.
There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off.
¿Podía intentar entrar yo?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable. But I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without point.
Vale. Para esto sí hay que dar toda la vuelta. Bueno, usted no se vaya de ahí, quédese para el resto de los días que ya me enteraré yo de cómo seguir la conversación, ¿ok? Bueno, una de las trampas.
There's a trap in the reeds behind you. The ruins of locusts are crawling around in the trap.
Ok, tenemos una. Adiós. Aquí hay otra. Es la de donde estaban ellos.
This is the trap. The reeds by the later it gets, the colder. This trap is also full of panicked.
Y la otra estaba por donde el puente que bajamos. Y hay otra que no sé exactamente dónde estaba, ¿no? ¿Por qué se queda esto como marcado?
Nothing has changed about it.
Vale, vale. Y allí al fondo no había nada más. Aquí es donde estaba el padre, ¿no? Sí. Ven para aquí. Oliwi, ¿me puede contar algo más en general? Espera. ¿Puedo mirar yo aquí?
The once bright mural tower somewhere in Martinet.
She?
You tried to peer in.
Hello again. Sure. What's on your mind?
No, no
Well, of
había nada
course.
más.
What-
No le vamos a pedir dinero, no lo necesitamos ahora mismo. Ahí al teléfono, a ver si puedo llamar a Kim para lo que sea y a ver si puedo llamar a la biblioteca.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Un número al azar, no.
Calling. Still again. Someone with a masculine voice.
Hello, Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
Who is this? Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that? Just tell me what.
The sounds. Amid the howling in the wire, you make out a woman's voice with more shouting. You're pretty sure you hear a man saying fuck several times. Then you can't make something hits the phone without.
Nada, no nos deja. No nos deja, habrá que esperar a que vuelva. Podemos acercarnos a la iglesia para tepearnos y hablar con la mujer, decirle que lo hemos encontrado. Y de aquí podemos bajar al otro lado, donde se supone que está la otra trampa, ¿no? Bueno, la señora esta por aquí ya no vuelve a aparecer, ¿no? ¿Usted tiene algo que decir?
Hello again, esteemed
No.
officer. Hi, Ace Detective.
Estoy
Are you
normal.
here for more books?
Vale, venga.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt. Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Gracias, lo
Yeah,
intento.
I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore. You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. Good thing she didn't say party eyes loud. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Vale. No puedo hablar nada más con ella.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Vale, vale. Han sido solo 5 de experiencia. Nada más. En el Whirling Rack hay gente. Podemos hablar a ver si alguien conoce los tatuajes. Los Hardys puede que los conozcan. No sé, yo no creo.
Hi again, gendarme.
No.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Yo creo que el Kim era gay. Por eso cuando decíamos hay algo tan diferente en este tío, se partía el culo. En plan, no se está dando
Hello,
cuenta.
dear. There you are
Nunca me
again.
dijo que había visto al Fásmido.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some... Well, it was summer. I was building a racing...
Betoncourt got bombed in the war.
The strangest moment of my... I didn't know. I tried, but I ran back for years. We were on a...
So that's how they met. This is beyond
Está en una
significant.
Our first.
The sigh is tender.
Not all of them. It's hard to say.
What if it is?
It's hard to...
What if it is the case?
Of course. So you trying to tell us you saw... You're welcome, sweetie.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own, into the mud.
Con este señor ya habíamos hablado todo, ¿no? Y esto sigue cerradísimo. En esto estoy perdido, no sé cómo se abre en esta ni la del otro lado.
Ponders his cooking utensils. He looks up. Shrugging is an international... You see, it could be connected to the barred door up. The door does not budge. The cobalt old coat, it leads to a...
Nada, la puerta no me quiere. ¿Algo nuevo con él?
Hey.
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird.
No. No sé si en el otro lado había bañera. Podemos hablar con la camionera. No sé si por este lado se podía llegar, ¿sí, no? Usted no sabe nada más. Ha sido muy de ayuda hasta ahora.
Make way for the master poet.
Ojos, no, todavía nada. Muy baja. Coño, déjame caminar. Sin volverte loco. Dale para allá.
The woman is still hunched.
Huh? What is it? And what is that? Oh, meu Deus.
Oh,
The
meu
woman
Deus.
solved the case.
Un lagartiño.
And here I was, thinking you were an idiot.
Republica, a filterless cigarette from Mesk.
Neither is spelled transportation. Life is transitory. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips, the look on her face, like an organ. Heroic doses, her thought insertion. When you've seen it all go away. What are we doing here?
¿Cómo es el palo?
Like looking into the ocean at night.
5 ases al cielo, está a punto de acabar.
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. Nothing.
Nostalgia.
In the belly of an egg? No, the same.
The wheels all small and round.
Yes.
No elaboration.
They say there's a point. It's a point you cannot. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. It's a story as long hauls man and dark. And the process.
Es que estoy leyendo, pero es todo palabrería. No están diciendo nada.
There's a ghostly motorway. She sang.
They say I've been away on a kind of holiday. No one knows what. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child. Josiana.
There is nothing more to do now. She is receding in the clutches of some.
Vale, tenemos esta.
Aces high. For the rest of the world, the aces high is just a cool Revachol thing,
hacia aquí.
politically neutral. In Revachol, it
Y
still
uno de
holds
Espíritu
revolution.
Corp. Y ahora tenemos el T500, ¿no? Este. Interiorizar. Voy a buscar, darme un segundo. Tengo abierto el vídeo. Autovía sur o autopista sur, ¿no? Apricot, 2-in-1. Estoy mirando. Detective Custo también decíais que estaba bien. Motorway South.
Motorway South.
¿Algo de conectividad?
The lone vector.
Todos los chequeos de inteligencia blancos están desbloqueados. Y uno para Inland Empire. O sea, para divagar. Bueno, queda ahí. Podía ser peor. Hasta las 10 tenemos tiempo, ¿no? Mira las trampas. La trampa finestrera al noreste del edificio Feld, que es de donde venimos. Esa no la hemos visto. Cerca del canal que cruzaste al sur de la aldea pesquera, vale. Vámonos. Nos tepeamos al sur de la aldea pesquera y luego volvemos al edificio Feld, ¿no? Vale, esto ya está. No tenemos puntos de habilidad. Se había quedado marcado. Pero en realidad no. Al sur. Sur. Aquí no tiene pinta. Aquí están los borrachos. Por aquí puede ser una zona más de poner trampas. Lo de que hay agua y esas cosas. Castillo. No parece. Han dicho al sur, ¿verdad? O sea, que por la entrada donde estaba el coche. Probablemente. Vamos para allá. Bueno, es de donde estamos. Realmente llegamos antes al otro lado. Lo del edificio Feld, ¿no? Y uno habían dicho detrás de la iglesia. Puede ser. No me estoy quedando yo loco, Tarumba Majara. Sigue aquí esto. Oye, macho, yo no veo nada. Algo me quiere sonar de la iglesia. Algo de la iglesia habían dicho, ¿no? Eso. Vale, creí que no se podía pasar por aquí.
This trap's not the reeds. The wind picks up nothing but locusts.
Vale, nada. Me referirían a esta. Claro, si voy al edificio Feld iba a mirar tal cual el edificio Feld. Y no la iba a encontrar.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar. To warm his hands before he pulled the trigger? There are no markings on the ground for a tripod. He would have had to lie on a mattress. This is simply not a good spot for a 1.2
¿A la torre de
kilometer
comunicaciones?
The salty water has corroded the ladder to nothing but too
Colillas de
thick. A
cigarro.
smoking assailant who favors Tiamotiri to Austria or Duhan. Tiamotiri was a Revacholian colony.
Una experiencia de gratis, más
The
dinero.
suzerainty's population was mostly Ilmaran Areopagites. Oh, you do? The butts you saw there. 1.2, a glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long.
O sea que está muy, muy lejos de esta zona. Y aquí no sería bueno subirse para disparar. Ok. Nos queda una, la de por donde entramos a esta zona. Vamos hacia la iglesia para tepearnos a la aldea y de la aldea bajamos. Por donde el coche supongo que dirá dónde está, por el puente más bien. Hay que dar todo el giro, no me jodas. Bueno. Sí, da todo el giro, hombre, si no queda otra. Esto sigue totalmente sin poder. El edificio que tienes delante albergaba el motor, debía ser grande. Sigue igual, ¿no? Conectividad imposible, nada. Nada, con un 3%. Aunque hiciéramos trampas, podíamos estar ahí 3 días. Bueno, no. Vámonos. Y de la tía que nos había dicho que fuéramos a donde estaba la otra vez. Pero eso ya se lo dijimos, ¿no? En plan, vas más o menos, ayuda a Sona, abre la máquina de helados, pide ayuda a Sona o busca la herramienta adecuada. Tenemos la herramienta adecuada, ¿no? Y también le hemos pedido ayuda a Sona. Que cuando corro y le doy al de explorar, salta
what
los
is
que de
it?
Steam.
Yes? This is getting ridiculous.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Thanks. The swallow, you mean?
Vale.
Great. Thanks. Do I look like some...
If you want her help.
Primero tenemos que ayudarla para lo otro. Vale, pero es que no me dejas tu herramienta. No, muy mal. Vamos a la iglesia, pero no podemos tepearnos. Que tiene que ser desde fuera, ¿no? Lo de los pescadores y vamos por abajo. Ali el magrebí. Bien, el autor está muy confundido y va borracho como una cuba. Sí, éramos nosotros el autor. O sea, lo descubrimos ya hace unos días. Estoy mirando, a ver. El hielo cerca, cruje al desplazarse. Por esta zona, ¿no? Eso. No la veía, ¿eh?
It takes you a moment. The reeds, the constant. The trap feels light and silent.
Algo ha
As you
cambiado.
pick it up. No locust.
No hay langosta.
No phasmid either. But still.
Mirar todavía más de
Nothing.
cerca.
No traces of the locusts. The netting is a little untidy. Messier than the others. Like someone or some. The reeds continue to hiss around you as you put the empty trap back.
Vale, hablemos con los profesionales. No encontré una mierda. Nada de nada. ¿Puedes subir aquí? Oh, para hoy. Veo estas zonas que no explorábamos antes. Parece que por aquí no podemos entrar todavía. Le estoy dando clic y no me sale nada. Había otra entrada, pero era un parque, ¿no? Lo de los columpios que no funcionaban y esas cosas. También estoy paseando por si encontrásemos lo de el punto ese del disparo, que nos dicen, pero nos están hablando mucho de una isla y no sé dónde exactamente está. Vale, vamos a volver. Si tenemos que ir... Creo que se habrán reunido con la mujer, ¿no? Miren las trampas. Regresa al Whirling y díselo a Mored. Ok, sí, está en el Whirling. Este señor nos dijo lo correcto con la tía, el que se la empeñó.
Officer, the flashlight, please.
Ok. Sigue igual. También. Al principio nos da muchas, luego ya no tantas, ¿eh? Muy bien, he dejado la que no era. Va a pensar que soy totalmente idiota. Lo cual está no cierto, pero...
Hello, hello. Let me know if the Coldima Madakwa. Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonics. What an interesting development. Once knew this was before. Cool or not, we thought we did. That really wasn't the... Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. This recording comes... Keep in mind, I have to slow...
As the hum grows loud, not good, not good. You're about to start. He nods to you, reassuringly. Seabirds most likely.
And skewers.
That's it. A low range
No sé si esto será un pensamiento, pero es que no sé lo que estamos
Now
haciendo.
that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the
Patrones
Coldima
urbana.
Madakwa. Wrong pa...
No es el de Mamadakwa, es... Qué pena. No sé, me da totalmente igual. Tenemos que ayudar a la tía para que nos haga caso también con lo otro y entregar la misión de estos. Estos dos caballeros creo que están a su bola totalmente. No sé si alguno de ellos sabría dónde encontrar un arma que funcione. En plan, el rifle para lo de la bala. Tampoco hemos hablado con ellos. Este señor es nuevo. O al menos no lo reconozco. Ah, no, es el otro crisólogo. Es el otro
It's
crisólogo.
great to see you again.
Vale.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband here. I want to give you a
Corbata
small
de
token of my gratitude.
Teratornis de 8 ojos.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels... You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the...
Of course, dear. It's... No. It... Oh, yes. The
Vamos a ir
Mutation.
Until...
haciendo todo esto en rápido.
Dubious. You're...
It happened on the world alone in the
Pueden saltar
plastic
más
desert
de
heat. The doctor
más de
wondered
enciclopedia,
he was
que sería más
lost.
experiencia y más
Every now
dinero.
and then, yes,
Pero la historia no me interesa, la
perfect
verdad.
then.
El Iker
The
Jiménez.
bird was the eight-eyed absolute.
Modern radars are
Sadly,
Not really.
very.
this one's very famous. Everyone knows it.
El vídeo más grande. Hoy que no está aquí, podemos preguntarle por todo, dejar todos los todos los
Digging it.
diálogos agotados.
Cryobacter yes, Michanu disappeared. Yes, yes, and we can assume that she has been living the gnome.
El gnomo de
Of
Jerome.
Jerome. Oh yes.
Toma Jerome,
It
pastillas de
was.
goma.
A couple of campers found it. It still took. Alas, instead.
Alas. Always. Alas and then.
I understand your skepticism, but that's. I'm glad you like them.
Vale, pues ya está. ¿Usted me va a decir algo más, caballero?
He tries to play it cool.
He revisado todas las
Remain
trampas.
professorial.
Good. Okay.
Una de ellas estaba
And
vacía.
completely empty?
No había nada en la trampa, ni langostas ni fásmido.
No locusts?
That's not ideal, but
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called... You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts.
Vale.
yes,
Another trip to the Reeds.
Of course.
Sí.
Be sarcastic. Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us.
Claro.
You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the
Claro, si te lo he
Societe
dicho de verdad, de buenas.
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Insulte amor a él. ¿Qué ha pasado? 97.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though you should ask the red-headed
El
boy,
muchacho pelirrojo.
Kuno.
A little hooligan.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long.
Hablé con el pequeño
You've
monstruito.
been such a dear to us.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Vale, ¿quién es Gary? Ah, el criptofascista.
Really, Gary?
El del otro lado.
We're getting somewhere.
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're... Morel, it's been fun.
No need.
The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
Ok. ¿Qué le pasa a este muchacho?
Very generous of you to help us out, officer. I'm sure glad to be back from that little excursion.
Vale, está encendido, sí, sí.
It is true, sire. This man simply did not know.
Nada, se va. Pero bueno, es que nos da un poco igual. Caso de los insectos. Lo del cuno. Apartamento 12. Vamos al apartamento. ¿Es el mismo sitio donde podemos romper el S? No, es allí. Y esto es aquí. ¿Y aquí cuánto necesitamos? Igual se ha deshecho más.
This orange machine is
Heroica,
dead still.
28. Forma física. Los guantes mejoran el agarre. La máquina está desenchufada, pero... ¿Y si nos dejó la chica? Si nos dejó la chica... La maquineta esta, es lo que llevamos equipado. Estoy mirando a ver si llevamos algo que nos suba a la forma física. Forma física por esta camisa, ¿no? ¿Sí, no? Digo, a ver si nos va a dar forma física. Vale, esto hay que cambiar la camisa. Esto nos quita forma física. Y esta corbata nos da uno mundo interior y uno voluntad, que es la que llevamos. Teatralidad 2. Teatralidad es que nos viene muy bien. Vale, tenemos que volver a poner la otra cosa. ¿Esto cuánto nos sube?
This orange machine is dead
42
still.
igualada, o
It
sea que
has
si
a
tuviésemos algo más de
handcrafted
forma
sculpture
física,
and
sería asequible. O sea, no es que estemos haciendo las cosas mal. No tenemos puesto eso. Vale, me voy a volver a poner... mi coraza. Vamos a hablar con el padre de Kuno. Uva. Que por aquí no era, es alrededor, ¿verdad? Pero si le hago clic y no puedes ir tú solito. No, me toca llevarlo a mí. Vale. Tampoco creo que tarde mucho en llegar la cena, así que iremos dejando ahora en breve y luego os grabo media hora más o algo así, os lo pongo por detrás. O una hora más. Vamos muy bien, me da la sensación. Creo que no la hemos liado demasiado con ninguna persona. A la que se estaba ocultando casi la delatamos por error, pero creo que lo arreglamos. Número 12 ha dicho, ¿no?
a shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges.
No tienes la
Secured to the
que...
doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is
Puño de
attached,
router.
threatening to cut off the electricity.
Vale,
It's addressed to
cortapernos, pero el
Mr.
cortapernos no lo
No
tenemos equipado. Mano derecha, palanca. Ah, vale, herramientas. Cortapernos. ¿Y esto qué es exactamente? Tierra abierta, abrir contenedores cerrados. Eso es para contenedores. Ok. Contenedores. Contenedores, bueno. Igual es que no teníamos equipado el que era.
Secured to the snip.
Ahora nos ponemos
You
el
can just go
cortaperno.
in now. Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
Es mi deber como policía investigar.
The world's secrets were made for you.
El son de Jamrock. Creo que esta también era buena. ¿Te daba dinero o algo de eso? Dejarme mirarlo un momento. Esto era Jamrock Blues. Así que JJJ Jamás Bu. Solo está Jamás Bu en la J, ¿no? A ver, Jamrock Blues. ¿De Jamrock Soufflé?
The Jamrock Shuffle.
Puede ser parecido, ¿no? Esta queda... Mejor loot en contenedores. Creo que no era esa la que había visto, pero bueno. Esto está... Voy a coger... Por si acaso, está iluminado, pero... ¿Puedo dejar de toquetear todo y no coger nada? Está iluminado, pero... Vamos a poner esto. ¿Qué es esto? Hay alguien frito, ¿no? Coger. A los revolucionarios les chifa posar con sus armas. Imágenes eróticas pegadas en la pared. Debes, sin terminar, figura el nombre de Kuno. Vale, sí es esta casa. Son de hace 2 años.
A phone book lies open on the table.
Cogemos el
You
speed.
pocket the bottle as if it were the
Y ahora la cosa es, ¿vamos aquí y estallamos al otro o no? Enfréntate al padre de Kuno, informa a Kuno. Creo que el padre de Kuno... si eso, volvemos aquí. Pero creo que el padre de Kuno me va a dar una paliza. No somos nada fuertes. El aire apesta algo agrio. Podemos llevar esto, unos pantalones de compostura.
A bundle of clothes. In the dark, it looks like a nest. Something underneath there is your hand touches a green. It's
Claro.
deep.
Retirar el edredón.
You see a 60-year-old
60 años.
red-headed man passed out from. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
Quiere decir que no hace falta... Vale. He llevado 2 afetas viejales.
Silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping. The pile of blanket. A change in the genetic makeup wouldn't hurt. Ginger degenerate.
Vale, percepción oído.
The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him, and then it dawns upon you. Pig. He's trying to call you a pig.
Que te den muerte.
His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated.
¿Es verdad que eres
The
el padre
light from
Kuno?
Don't forget his face, the bloated and reddened cheeks, the bulbous nose.
El padre de Kuno es un perdedor.
Kuno, after 30 years of alcohol and substance, no response.
Fucking
A lump of and look, Max Tor is a gas company.
Okay.
He's wearing free socks from a groan rises from the.
Bueno, me voy, compañero. Pásatelo bien. Balcony y exit. Please. Uno, tengo speed y tengo de todo. No sé si deberíamos darle el speed también. Lo deberíamos requisar, pero es que no... también me interesa tener a Kuno de mi parte, ¿no? Bueno, ¿me interesa? No sé qué decir. Podemos... Un botecito de speed. Ajá. No podemos interactuar con nada más. Nada nuevo. Vale, tenemos el cortapernos. Habría que ir a mirar la otra cosa también. A ver si es con esa herramienta. Tarararara. No sé para qué nos da esta herramienta si Hemos el cortapernos. Esta herramienta si no nos vale para eso.
This orange machine is dead still. It has. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid. You need to have the Kvalson K.
Vale. Es con la multitool, o sea que sí era con ella. Y con ella aún así es muy bajo para nosotros. Con una en cada mano.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand crank.
Nada. A ver que jugársela al 40, ponernos lo otro y jugársela al 40. Claro, es que como decía, pide ayuda y decía, sabe lo que puede darte, pero no quiere. Dije, ¿no me lo ha dado o qué pasa? Junio.
Fuck does Kuno care?
No sabrás nada de unas langostas desaparecidas.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that.
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Tú dime qué ha pasado.
deny everything, Kuno.
Kuno's not gonna say anything.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City, aka the City of Red?
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna
stop it, see. No one's gonna.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the
Vale.
one with the pig's head.
Kuno doesn't.
Voy a mirar eso primero y luego vuelvo. Toda la ventaja podemos tener mejor. Ay, nido nieve derretida goteando en el techo se extrae. Y ahí está la casa del otro. Hay cosas que no hemos cogido. Suplemento de magnesio, fruta por el pecho. Hasta los topes de langosta.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts, like skyscrapers. Sounds like you found the locust. Heaps of leaves are rotting among the mud cake. It's the work of a self-taught visionary.
Ah, que las está cuidando. Eso no me lo esperaba. Pero bueno, le gustan las langostas. Poco pasa nada. Esta niña le voy a pegar un disparo.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what? It's not Bugtown. It's
Langosta
the
Burgo.
city of locusts.
Le gustan.
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the Night City.
Yeah, Locust City.
There's a tug of war over the name of it. The girl forces herself to watch again. The corners of her.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's
an artist. Maybe.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno Kuno.
Kuno made Kuno. I fucking say.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Oh my god.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno made himself into Kuno.
Don't make yourself in.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. So that's what this is about.
I don't believe you.
For once, the boy is lost for words.
Creo que lo
He
tenemos.
turns completely red now. Use this momentary confusion. You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
Vale.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the loc.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
It don't mean pig. You really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
Ahora nos da la opción de... Vale, forma de los... Ok. O sea, estas se las queda. ¿Qué vas a hacer con las
Kuno's
langostas?
gonna let the fucking locusts die.
No creo.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
There's silence between the two children.
Estamos creando... A Kuno te va a dar un poder falta. Estamos creando tensión. Acaba de llegar la cena, así que lo vamos a dejar por aquí.